Hello guys, this is Dr. Lior Bar-El, and do I have some news for you today? Some news that's actually worrying me, kind of. But let's get first back into the regular intro here. So guys, I came out with an Instagram as you guys requested under the name Vortex_Cinema. It will be in the description below. Down there I'm going to announce, probably I'm going to first announce the three, new mini-series that'll come out, and probably announce, prizes and stuff that I'm working on. So the first prize, obviously, was the Mario. If you guys remember this thing, and I know you guys said that you want me to make more of these because you really like the concept. It holds a Nintendo Switch, and it charges your Switch while you're playing, which is pretty cool. And I'll probably come out with that a little bit later on, but right now we got other prizes. So basically how it works is you guys bring in the requests, and the requests are for anything you want me to cover in terms of how to build things, okay? And I will do my best to fulfill that request, obviously based on the magnitude of the request for that specific topic. I wish I could do them all, but I'm self-funded here, as you guys know. I'm not paid for by the following like most YouTubers are. I do this straight up just because I want to give back to the community by providing an honest channel, and that's why I do that. And right now I'm under fire for that, apparently, by a few people, but it's not getting to me or anything, just a little bit irritating. But the thing is, what I'm going to tell you is the first one I worked on was how to build a gaming / post-production computer on the cheap. I show you guys how to build that from from scratch, anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000. I show you guys how to build it on the cheap, and of course the one that we just did with the Mario was how to build a cosplay helmet, the Star Killer helmet, from beginning to end. Obviously, anywhere retail about $700, $800, $900 to about $1,200 to $1,300, $1,400. I show you guys how to build it for a little bit over 20 bucks. No joke. That's already, look in the channel and you'll see it there. And I gave away a Mario, and I will do probably another Mario sweepstakes after. But right now, next month, I'm going to show you guys how to build a gaming / post-production for film work / productivity desk on the cheap, anywhere from about $900 to $1,500 in retail. And I'm going to show you how to build it for a little bit over $300 or a little bit over $400. No joke. I mean, you guys can literally see it, and it's going to be phenomenal, and I think you guys are going to be really happy with it. And I'm going to be doing two prizes giveaway. One is going to be a Scorpion mask. The other is a Noob Saibot mask. The first person who wins will be able to choose between the two. The second one will get whatever's left. Trust me, they're both amazing. I don't see how you could go wrong with either or. So that I'm kind of upping the chance on that. So I made two masks to give away. I might do my because I'm thinking, but I don't know, I'm thinking of giving it away to charity right now. One of my War Machine helmets, I might make another one later on, probably down the line, so we'll see how that works out. But there's so many prizes to come out right now, so they're on the list, and I think you guys will be really happy with it. So anyways, let's go right into the news right here. Something really important that's happening right now is the hacking scene is becoming greater and greater. Now, with that, of course, takes a lot of people who have guts and are not afraid. So what they did was they learned, get this, how to overclock the GPU. Now, as a person who personally has, if you guys remember, when I did an investigation for you guys to see if it was the launch date switches that were breaking and not every switch, and I showed you guys that it was only the launch date ones, what I did was, for a friend, as I told you, I opened it up, and I wanted to see if I can exchange two of the things, and there were, two of the chips. And I realized, I told you that the chips were, serialed, and they're different, and you need some kind of other thing to unlock it with, and it was a big nightmare, and there was no fixing it. Unless you send it back to Nintendo for a refund or an exchange, right? So that's pretty much what it is, because it tripped something. So I was afraid that that was going to happen, first off. But what I did was, when I opened it up, I realized something. The memory, the storage was modular. I mean, you could actually remove it and add another one. If a third-party developed internal storage that was different as a chip, you could actually put it right in there. But here is the issue. This thing is very tightly packed, and as far as cooling is concerned, this isn't like a computer cooler or water cooler. It has very minimal cooling in this thing that I don't recommend tampering with it, okay? Now, if you guys are if you're looking to overclock your CPU or overclock your GPU, okay, GPUs, I don't know if you guys know this, but I built computers as I showed you guys. When you overclock a GPU, it goes up significantly in temperature. Actually, to be honest, the CPU is the same exact way, so they're actually going up really, really high. Now, in terms of cooling, I find it easier to cool down a CPU chip over a GPU. Again, however you guys do things, but the thing is, everybody does it different. But I wouldn't tamper with it because unless you're willing to run it completely open and somehow hook up a water cooling system to it, then fine. But I know they're saying it's capable of being overclocked. You could overclock the GPU and get games to work pretty fast on it, especially right now, because if you're looking at it in dock mode, you could probably play some games really, really fast. And on when you're playing in handheld mode, it tends to go a little bit slower for some games. I know Ark Survival, you could clearly see that it operates, even though they're both extremely shitty in frame rates, in the docking station, it actually operates much better. So, in the dock mode. So, in this thing, when it's handheld mode, it tends to go even slower. So, you could actually up the speed, supposedly, in these things, maybe, if it works out. The thing is, I'm going to tell you guys, even though they're saying that, there's a thing with the Nintendo Switch and a thing in overclocking in general. When you don't have proper cooling, it's cool if it overclocks when it needs to and then, has intelligent overclocking where it can go back down when you don't need to. The problem is, the issue is, you don't have proper cooling in the Nintendo Switch. So what's going to happen is you're going to have major overheating issues. Now, I'm going to show you guys something, okay? A lot of people were even complaining about the battery pack, even though it has holes everywhere, even though I don't have any issues with that, tends to overheat the station. In fact, when you put it in the docking mode, when you play it too much, you remember bend gate. You have bending problems here. This thing is an overheating mess, okay? And this is running at stock. Could you imagine what's going to happen when you overclock the crap out of it? And even, in their recommended, we can overclock it, what's going to happen? Now, things could happen where it's going to get stuck. You could work your way in increments, obviously. Or what you're going to have is a heated mess. You're going to have that bending problem almost guaranteed. You're going to probably hold in your hands a freaking heat brick. I don't know what to tell you. But I don't see how something this thin, with such crappy cooling, I mean, these grills are so pathetic, and cooling on coils, I mean, really, not any type of real type of cooling, like water cooling or liquid cooling or whatever. You're not getting any of that cooling. This is going to be really bad. Now, either it's going to trip something and break your system, or it's just going to flat out burn out your chip. Now, if you guys remember, as I showed you guys in a past episode, long before YouTube took it down for some unknown reason, I don't know why, I showed you guys that you can actually put a, when you have heating problems with your GPU, believe it or not, in a computer, you could actually wrap it with aluminum foil, put it in the oven. I showed you guys how to do that. And, kind of train it into heating, and then it won't overheat. Also, you take it apart and you can, recool it with coolant and so on and so forth, which is what I think is going to have to happen. Even if you want to overclock this thing, even if you're thinking about it, what I would think is to take this apart and actually put a better coolant on your GPU or even CPU and see what you're going to get out of it. But really, at stock, it's already a heated mess. You already know this thing is already having heating issues. Now, the fact that you're going to do this is really, really risky. I mean, I'm thinking it's going to either brick your system or it's going to, mess up your chip completely and just, it's going to cause issues. It's going to definitely bend this thing as it bends everywhere. I haven't had any bending issues thus far. Again, I think that's more of a launch date thing, but you never know. And the thing does get hot, especially when you're playing games like Skyrim or, Breath of the Wild, when you're playing it for a long time. Do you want to, for Fire Emblem, I know they said it might work great. Would you want to play these RPGs that are so freaking long on an overclocked GPU? Is really risky on a plastic system like this that's so freaking thin and has already poor cooling as it is. Okay, I mean, maybe on another system, or maybe if I operated it like opened, I wouldn't have much of a worry on it. But the thing is, I do have worry on this because I really think this would be a big, big issue. Now, again, I mean, I'm really well versed in this stuff. I mean, guys, I built computers. I built a lot of things. I modded chips ever since I could remember, since the PlayStation 1 days. I know how these things work. I don't know how this is doable at all. I don't know how it's feasible. I really don't know how they're going to get this to go on a constant without causing harm to the Nintendo Switch. Now, if you wanted a recommendation for me, I'm telling you, do not do it under any circumstances. You know, leave well enough alone and just deal with it. You know, I don't see any issues with it. If the game plays like crap, it's crap to me. I don't care about speeding it up. It's crap because it wasn't built for me, that I have to go and take a risk with my system, a $300 system that's expensive. Now, if you're rich and you don't care, then you go ahead and do that and, you know, do what you got to do. But even rich, I would think, you know, you got rich because you're smart. You know, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think you would be too risky to do something like this. I highly go against. I do not recommend this. I do not recommend upgrade. You know, overclocking anything on the Nintendo Switch. I think this is a big issue, a big problem, and I really hope you guys don't do that. That's just my 2 cents from a guy who probably breathes and bathes in computer. I don't know what to tell you. This thing is just not doable. I mean, even when I overclock my GPU and CPU, I make sure I have proper cooling on my PC. This just does not have the right parameters to do something like that. That's just my 2 cents here. Oh my God, it's danger here, guys. I 100% advise not to do this and not to follow their lead. Let them do it. Let them see how far they could get the system. Make it like those guys who overclock the Ryzen chip to 5 gigahertz, the old chip, by putting, you know, what was it? Some guy, oh man, what was it? Liquid hydrogen, whatever the hell they call into it. I don't know what nitrogen. Sorry, hydrogen. Liquid nitrogen. They did that on their CPU and overclock. Let them do it. I wouldn't personally take a risk with a $300 system like that to just toy with it and try to speed it up. And even if you do overclock, it's going to be such a minimal speed up. It wouldn't make much of a difference to take that kind of a freaking risk. That's my 2 cents. As always, guys, self-funded, giving you guys nothing but honesty here. I want to hear what you guys have to think, okay? So if you like the channel, this is our channel, the People's Channel. Like, subscribe, hit that bell button. But again, most important, I want to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. I want to hear what you think. Are you willing, if there was a way for you to overclock your system, like somebody gave you this, you know, told you to hack your system, you hacked it, and you're able to now overclock? Would you do it? Would this be something that you would want to take a risk with? Let me know down in the comments below. I strongly advise against it. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. Bye. As always, guys, if you like what you see, self-funded here, be sure to check out all my other stuff, from mini-series to unboxings to technology, you know, and Nintendo reviews and 3D printer reviews and all that good stuff. If you like what you see, the only way you can help the channel is by liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that bell button. As many more cool videos to come. Definitely want you guys in it, and I want you guys to be vocal. Definitely comment down below. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. Bye.